Would you all welcome me and join Archana?
Good evening, everybody. Just as a timer, let you know, it's not a normal 5 to 7 minute speech, but I'll do my best to keep it within that time. I'd like to tell you, or a lot of people around me would tell you, that I'm an emotional person. I really don't see myself that way. I'm sensitive, and I'm sensitive, intuitive. I'm able to feel out energies that don't make me feel good, and I can tell what does and what doesn't. But I really didn't consider myself as an emotional person. And throughout my childhood, I was so sensitive that I was busy minding my own business, just doing whatever I need to do, kind of staying to myself. It was safer. And so that led me to a lot of searches in terms of spirituality, or how to overcome your fears, how to figure out what's self-sabotaging, reading lots of motivational books, meditations, etc. So I started taking a journey outside of my head. And it was a long journey because the head had a huge web in it. I had created the web. It was mine. It was safety. It was all barriers and barricades, and it was a minefield. And I realized, you know, why people are drinking, what causes them to take drugs, what causes depression. And it's so easy for so-called normal people to just push them on the side because they're a lot more troublesome. They're a lot more than they're worth your time. They're just not worth your time. But when you start taking a journey like this, and it's pretty surmountable, when you start taking steps and you don't know which step is going to be the next step for you, it's pretty painstaking because there's no one that really understands it. And people can say they understand. But to really have that level of compassion, you know that they have to be walking in the same path that you're walking in. So I started this journey about 1991 when my son was born. And I realized, when I looked down at him, I realized that in order for his life to change, I'm the one that had to do the growing up. A lot of parents wouldn't do that. A lot of parents would say, well, he'll have to listen to me. This is my rule, and these are the rules that he's going to have to follow. But that's not what my consciousness came up with. Mine said, whatever I see over there, I know I have inside of me. So if I have passed it down onto him, then I need to fix it here. If I fix it here, I can show him a way out. The real key to parenting is the parents need to grow up. The kids are born perfect. They're already born who they truly are. God didn't make any mistakes. None. So if we go in there and try to massage them and fix them and tell them how to be it, because we want them to fit into a society made by man, for man, not for the child. And as I was growing up, one of the biggest things I wanted was people to be able to see me. I knew I was in my little corner hiding, but nobody had the courage to step through the maze and to see who I was. And you know what? It's not their fault. They didn't know how. You know why they didn't? Because they didn't make the journey. They didn't know that they couldn't see. But when you've been to the dark side, and that's what it felt like. It felt like a cloud carried over. Wherever I went, I had this dark cloud all over me all the time. Now, normally people in this setting wouldn't know that, because it doesn't come out anymore, because I have really taken the steps to clear each one of those dark spots and give it light. I've overwritten everybody else's sayings of what they think I ought to be, to know what I want to be. So now I gift this to my kids. I do this because they were born of a culture, of a mindset, be productive citizens. Do you know how many people that are alcoholic in the United States alone? How many kids are struggling with drugs? Why they're depressed? We can all sit there behind the scenes, behind our offices, and really pass judgments on all of them, can't we? Because we haven't walked in their shoes. I don't think we have the right to pass anybody any judgment, because we haven't walked in anybody's shoes but our own. We don't even know how to walk next to somebody, forget walking in their shoes. But I can tell you that whatever I did is not only not unique, it's not just meant for me. It's not because I have had the willpower and somebody doesn't. Because I don't believe that a child, a baby who's growing up, doesn't have the yearning to learn. I don't believe that. I believe every child is curious, wants to learn, wants to grasp onto things, wants to make their world work for them. I don't believe that they feel limited. They don't. So there's something infinite inside all of us. I'm not any different or better than anybody else, not worse than anybody else. I'm not saying that my story is, oh, look at me. But I am telling you that all the people who are struggling in the world today have their own reasons. I have worked a lot because I had a desire to come out. And I didn't even know what come out meant. I just knew I wanted the pain to stop. A lot of people drink, a lot of people take drugs, a lot of people have sex addictions, a lot of people go shopping. I don't care. Whatever it is, we're all addicted to something. But maybe if we're addicted to improving. I guess I got addicted to improving. It worked for me. It still works for me. I don't know how far I've come, but I know I'm not where I was. I don't know how far I have to go, but I know that I have met a lot of people that I can walk hand in hand with. And not all of them look normal. In fact, nobody looks normal. So, I have found many paths, many possibilities. How to remove yourself emotional trauma. We are all emotional beings. Believe it or not, we might have our suits, ties, our stature, status, everything. Underneath it all, we really like it when somebody says something nice. When somebody says something comforting, it soothes us. We're all emotional beings. And that's all we're ever looking for, is connection and comfort. If that's all it takes, gosh, we could give it to everybody. And you know what? That's all it really takes. Meditate myself.